श्री श्री आनंदमयी मात की जय. You say the mind will not concentrate on the name. What do you gain by feeling upset when your mind wanders here and there? Rather, reflect in this manner. The mind does not obey me. Very well. I shall not obey the mind either. I shall continue to repeat the Lord's name. Have you never watched children flying kites? How very high the kites rise up freely, yet they are limited by the length of the string to which they are tied. The kite can be compared to the mind and sense objects to air. Keep the mind tied by the string of God's name. Someday or other it will become still. Just try to keep the kite of your mind tied to the string of a divine name. If it is fixed in this manner, your thinking will someday or the other get under control. Although restlessness is the nature of the mind, yet to become still is its dharma. To make it calm, you will have to be centered in something. In order to find a job, you look to some person or other for support. You go to a particular place. Similarly, in order to be liberated, have recourse to the name. At all times, the repetition of Lord's name should be kept up. Through the practice of the name, enjoyment, liberation, peace, all this will blossom forth. With firm faith, implicit confidence and devotion, casting away pride, adhere to the name, and you will see that all your work will be done, as it were, of itself. When this body was engaged in the play of sadhana, this kind of thing used to happen, and this is why so much stress is laid on it. Do not take anything lightly in order to test God, for by doing this, you will not advance towards self-realization. Surrender your all to Him. Your burden, the burden of the world, is ever carried by the One who sustains the universe. Remember this. While working with your hands, His name should be repeated mentally. The work you do with your hands is the mudra. With this very mudra, sustain the flow of His name. Nursing the sick, anything at all is His service, His service, His work. Let this be your attitude of mind. Whenever you possibly can, sustain the flow of sacred name. To repeat His name is to be in His presence. Just as a human friend opens his heart to you and tells you all about himself when you come to him, so if you associate with the Supreme Friend, He will reveal His true being to you. Do you refrain from bathing when faced with waves of the sea? Surely you plunge right into the midst of them and take your bath. Similarly, in the very thick of tempests and difficulties of worldly life, endeavor to maintain the remembrance of Him, the repetition of His name. श्री श्री आनंदमयी मात की जय.